I have a pair of jeans. They're black jeans here that I've had for a long time. And I really like them, but they're starting to turn, they faded. Through washing and just wearing them for the last year and a half, they've turned kind of gray. And I don't want to wear them anymore, but I don't want to go get new jeans. I'm trying to save some money because it's Christmas time. I'm going to take these jeans today, and I purchased this RIT dye. I've never used it before. Maybe you have, but I have not. And I'm going to work on dyeing them back to their original black crisp color. So here are my jeans. They've just kind of got some gray to them. Not so much the dark crisp black that I'm looking for. I want black, like a black Sharpie marker. So first off, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw them here into my washer and just run them on a quick cycle and wash them. And I'm just going to dry them just a touch. I want them to be wet so that I can do the dyeing process. Keeping it wet will make it so that the dye will adhere to the fabric more easily. Well, my jeans are washed now, and I've actually changed into an old shirt that I'm not worried about having it get dye on it. I wish I had an apron. If I had an apron, I'd put that on too, but I don't, so I'm just gonna deal with it. So my jeans are washed, and I know that they may, to you, look like they're really saturated, you know, like a pure color of black. I need them to be darker when they're dry too. And you can actually kind of see there's fading in different spots. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. It's right here. So now the next step is I have my RIT dye, and I have a pan over here, and I'll show you in just a minute. I have a pan of very hot water in my sink. I'm doing it in my sink just to keep the dye contained and make sure that it's safe. I also have a cup of just regular iodized table salt right here, all measured out, ready to go. I have some gloves here. They're not rubber, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they work. And then I have some tongs. So here we go. So here's my pot of really hot water right here. Now I'm going to take half of this RIT dye because there's 2 pounds worth, so for 2 pounds of clothes. I think my pants are probably only a pound. So I'm just going to pour, because it's the liquid, I'm not going to dissolve it into a container and then pour it in. I'm just gonna pour it right in and pour half of the dye in. Now I'm gonna take the salt and pour that in. And now I'll meet you back over at my stove because I want this to dissolve on the stove. Before I place my pants in the pot and actually start the dyeing process, I'm just going to let the water and the salt and the dye just all mix in. I want it all to be dissolved, and that's why I'm gonna give it about 5 to 10 minutes to see if it will just get all dissolved, and then I'll put my pants in. I'm going to stir this around just so that I can feel the salt and make sure that it's getting dissolved. Now, one thing to note is after I get done using this pan, before I use it to cook with, I'm going to really have to bleach it and just make sure that I get all of the chemicals off of the pan. I don't want to go straight directly to cooking with this pan afterward. If you're lucky enough to have a pan that you don't use for anything else, you could do that. I'm not that lucky. I guess I could have stopped by the Goodwill, but I didn't think about that. I just wanted to let you know that as I was reading this, it said that I should use the whole bottle if it's a dark color. And since black is the most dark that you can get, I went ahead and just poured the rest of it right in here. And I think we're about ready. It's been 5 minutes. I don't want to bring the water to a boil, but it is pretty hot. So I'm going to take the pants and I'm going to go for it. I'm so excited, but I'm nervous. Just gonna dip them in. There they go. I'm gonna get them fully submerged and kind of, these things get heavy. And I guess I'm just gonna let them cook for a minute. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I have a large bowl here. I'm gonna go put it in the sink, and I'm going to then take the pan over and transfer the pants from the pot to the large bowl. Using my tongs so I don't get the dye all over me. They are hot. Oh my goodness, they look awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pour this out. I'm going to start with warm water, and I'm just gonna start running the warm water over these pants. I'll bring it closer so that you can see, and then we'll just keep dumping out the water as we go. I'm rinsing out the excess dye that we don't want. I'm just gonna fill this bowl up and keep going. It's taken me 10 minutes so far, and I haven't reached the point where the water is running clear out of my bowl yet. And so now I'm gonna put these gloves back on. I had to make sure my 2-year-old wasn't up to something destructive, but he's fine. So we're gonna start this again. I'm just gonna keep going, keep rinsing it out and dumping the bowl like this until I can see that the water is clear. I don't know if you can see that, but the water is still, it's not quite as saturated with black as it was earlier, but it's not to the point where I feel safe yet. So after it's taken me, let's see, it's taken me about a half an hour, and I think it's just because I used a lot of dye and it was black. I can see a huge difference in the color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these jeans and I'm just gonna go run them through a cycle in the washer, and I'll probably just wash them on cold and let it just wring out and rinse out the rest of it. Then I'll have to wipe out, clean out my washer, probably use some bleach just to be safe, and then I will show you these jeans a little bit later. It's been several hours later, but I have washed the jeans. I let them air dry outside on my deck, and I'm excited to show you. They seriously look like brand new. They look better than they did when I first bought them, and I'm so grateful that I did it, because after having them just sit in my closet for, goodness, 6 or 8 months, I can finally wear them again and feel like I'm proud to wear them. Let me show you. Here they are. They are way more black than they were earlier. They seriously look brand new. And one thing that I wanted to point out, now of course I haven't ironed them because they just air dried, but if you notice, these are silver fixtures, or whatever you call them, the little things. What do you call those? I don't remember right now, but anyway, they did not get dyed black. They are true to the color that they were. Now back here, what's interesting is this had kind of originally rubbed off and was starting to turn white, but it looks brand new now. I don't mean the thing that says Rolls Royce, I mean the leather. So the question is, would I do this again? You bet I would. It did take me longer to rinse them out than I thought it was going to. It probably took me a good 35 minutes. Now I did take a break in between to go check on my 2-year-old like I told you, but I had to keep rinsing it out over and over again. If I was using a different color, if it was a lighter color, I'm sure that it would have taken me less time to do. But seriously, for the amount of money, I only spent, well, let's add this up. It was about $2.27 for the RIT dye. I bought it at Walmart. You can find it in the laundry detergent section. Then I had a container of salt. I think I paid 50 cents for that. And I also had to purchase those gloves that you saw me wearing. I got them just at a local variety store, and I was able to just get 2 of them, 1 for each hand, and they were 25 cents a piece. So really, for under $5, I was able to completely have a brand new pair of pants. It took me a little bit of time, but 35 minutes isn't that much either. It would have taken me that long just to get to the mall. So I am really excited, and I'm pleased with the results, and I'm happy that I was brave enough to do it. And now I'm ready to go dye some more stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow on Center Station. Bye, everybody.
It doesn't